the depths of Chicago, live and direct, it's the Rico No Suave Show, starring Rico No Suave, with co-host Valerie Malesio, featuring special guests every Saturday. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here is Rico No Suave. Ritmo.
Suave here on a 1, 2, 3, 4. Because you know the 4 is here, everybody. Yes, welcome back, everybody. Thank you guys so much for your support. Thank you guys so much. We have reached today our 4-year anniversary with my co-host, Valerie Malesio. Oh, yeah? What's up, Valerie?
Yes, we have. We are super excited. 4 years.
Yeah.
4 years.
Yeah.
Of doing this show, bringing interviews.
Yes.
4 years.
4 years, man.
Talking about our local city and
Yeah.
the rest of the world.
Yeah. You know, the 4 years, man, it comes a long way. A long way of success, ups, downs, all around, bumps, no bumps, humps and the bumps.
Right. Shutdowns.
Right. Shutdowns.
Frozen screens.
Pandemics. Right. Pandemics, pre-pandemic issues. And, you know, one of the things that I'm really happy about is, you know, being able to make it this far, you know, to be able to run a production. And, you know, big shout out to my production crew that's been here as far as with us as well, too. And I would have to say all of the production crew that actually helped us, you know, along our way, along our journey. And it's such a beautiful thing, you know, to be able to, you know, have, you know, people that's able to help our journey, you know. And I think that's one of the biggest things that I really love about understanding this, and all of the cool people that we met, all of the people that we did meet that didn't really talk as much, and we had to pull out teeth and even their tongue, right? Just to make sure that they said a few things as well.
So, you know, one of these days we talk about it all the time, but one of these days we will actually have some sort of behind the scenes so they could see those moments.
Yeah.
Because you don't see that in front of the camera.
Yeah.
You know, the people who, I don't want to talk, I don't want to say anything, I'm afraid to talk, you know.
Yes.
We have to kind of bring that out in some of our guests.
Yes.
And it's just been an awesome journey. And like you said, from production to our guests and, you know, all of everybody that's gave us support, our viewers, you know, you guys are amazing. You know, we are so grateful.
Yes.
Like we say every day, we love the like.
Love.
All across the board. Keep showing
man.
it for us. We love you.
But thank you guys so much, man. Thank you guys so much for actually being here on the show. We are going to be looking, and yeah, one of the things is that, you know, we want to make sure that we show you guys love when it comes to actually you guys being on our show. I do have to, you know, give a big shout out to Violetta Lopez. You know, Violetta Lopez has been with us. You know, I had to feel like it's almost been since day one, but ever since she's actually been on our show, you know, she's been continuously showing that love. So
and you know we always acknowledge that because it's just not a show without her.
Right.
You know, it's to the point where Violetta, we look for you when where's she at today?
Yeah.
Did she send us a note saying that she was going to be absent today?
No, she's actually on. She said happy anniversary. She's on.
She is on. Yeah, she is Thank you for all the love and support.
Yes, thank you guys so much. It's much love to you guys. Much love to a lot of people. We also have, and also, you know, I give a big shout out to Tino as well. To Tino, because actually helped out DJ Dave C, Numo Dan, all of those guys that actually helped us as far as starting off. Big shout out to the first person that actually was our first guest, DJ Double O, when he actually was on here as well too.
That was a good show.
It was so good. Carlos Diaz, Cool Carlos, all of those cats, Johnny Blas, all of those cats that actually, you know, helped the Rico No Suave show to where it is today. And
if you guys are with us from the beginning, then I got to give out a shout out to, you know, the blackboard that we had.
Yeah,
that
the background, man.
The background.
That big
square board that we had?
Yeah, you talking about, the one that I printed out all of the photos each week. I went through a lot of ink on that one.
Man.
So that was also Tata Marquez, ¿cómo está papá?
Yes,
thank you so much
Tata.
for Norma Mateo. Yes, Norma Mateo, thank you so much for checking in as well. John T for free. Yeah,
John
thank you
T.
so much for checking in as well. All right, so we're going to get right into it, everybody, because we do have some things that we want to thank you. What's up, John? Yes, my man John. John Manning couldn't be here with us. He's one of our production engineers, and he couldn't be here today, but he's checking in on Mixcloud. Thank you so much. Patrick Shula. Yes, Patrick Shula also is checking in with us as well, too. Thank you, Patty, for being here as far as for the Rico No Suave show.
Yes.
We thank you so much for your support. You've been there since day one, so thank you so much.
Guess who just checked in?
Who?
Gringo.
He
was also one of our first guests.
Yes, he was one of our first guests as well, too. Yes. Gringo's checking in with us. Yes.
Hey, Primo Cruz.
Oh, yeah, well, Skippy. We got to go back to Skippy, Primo,
thank you for announcing yourself.
Yes. You know, I have to say, you know, for Gringo, There is, being one of the legends of dance, but also for house music here in Chicago. And
Gringo.
we love Gringo, and I have to say, amazing voice and amazing talent.
Oh my God, yes.
And it's just his character, his personality, and everything that goes along with him. And then also, of course, big shout out to Troy. Rest in peace in heaven to Troy. I know that's one of his best friends, but
yes.
You always are keeping that legendary status going, Papa. So
yes,
thank you so much.
Gringo's one of those people that walk into a room and the energy is so large.
Yeah.
You need a chair for his energy to sit down next to him.
Yeah. And Rico, Edwin Rosario, thank you so much for checking in. What's up, Papa? ¿Cómo estamos, eh? Thank you so much for checking in. Yes. And Violetta, I know, always. I know you always going to be in love, yes. Yeah, Primo Cruz, thank you so much for the Skippy life, man. Skippy life is taken it to you. You did something wrong to Skippy, and he's no longer here, or she's no longer here with us anymore. So
you still remember. That's how much he remembers that.
Of course.
Primo.
Yeah, because
I have forgotten.
Because that's an emotional thing.
Right.
Skippy has been in our lives for a long time, but when you say something bad like that, it's so raw. You know what I mean? Okay. All right. We got to keep this going, everybody. Thank you so much for this is our 4-year anniversary special. But we have to go through. We're going to go through a few photos real quick. And then we have a special guest here with us that's going to be going through the whole thing as far as with us and celebrating with us as well, too.
Yes.
So we're going to start off with this first photo. So this first photo, takes us back to DJ Numo Dan and Tony Technique.
Tony Technique.
Yeah, Tony Technique. So Jack Digital, man. I have to say Numo Dan and those guys from a technical standpoint was actually really helping us out with anything from a mixer, from sound, and all of that great stuff.
Just even advice.
And advice as well,
that
too.
Speed dial, hey.
Man, it was really nice. So I got to give a big shout out to Numo Dan and also Tony Technique. All right, let's go to the next photo. I selected some photos, and we got to go to Joey Villa Gomez.
Hey, Joey.
I think Joey was one of the comedians that we actually had. I don't know if he was the first or he was the second one, because I know Vince Acevedo, he was actually
I think he was before Joey.
He was before Joey. But when we had, when Joey, I will never forget about Joey, when he said, listen, man, because we had the mic on the stand, he said, hey, bro, can I just take the mic off the stand so we can actually just go ahead and act like I'm doing the show right now? I'm like, go ahead, go ahead.
Oh, that was such a great show.
Man, it was so live,
yes.
man. It was so live.
Super talented.
Man.
He's doing big things. We are super proud of you, Joey. Amazing things. One of the best comedians out there. If you have not seen anything that Joey's involved in, hit him his Facebook.
Hilarious. That guy's freaking hilarious. I mean,
100% Chicago, too.
Yeah. And I think he's from back of the yards. He's from the back of the yards, right? Yeah. He's always talking about the back of the yards. He's always talking about him and, his upcoming and things like that. So make sure you guys check him out. He was just on HBO, too. He's on HBO as well with Bill Burr. So I got a big shout out to those guys, man, doing great things. All right, here's the next one. So, we got into a big shout out to Shayla Medina. Yeah, Shayla was the road dog. Like, the road dog is actually helping us out, getting us started. But also, we started getting into artist management with the Rico No Suave show. And Jose Corniel is actually an artist for the Rico No Suave show. And, if you guys haven't heard his music, you guys are such in a treat. He's actually going to be coming with us on September 24th when we go out to Michigan for the Motown event that we have. And, Jose has always another person that's been in the corner. And also Shayla has been helping us as far as with the management behind things and really been helping us out when we first would get started.
Very talented guitarist.
Yeah. So that was really great as well, too. All right, let's get to the next one. So this was our first cooking.
Oh, man.
This is our first cooking.
That was such a great show.
This was Coach Rank, right?
Yes.
That was our first one. And cooking show, right? Him actually cooking Filipino food, all from just in general, like from that one pan.
And if you guys notice my shirt, because that was when I was running production.
Yep.
So it was actually a 2-man show.
Yep.
It's just you in front of the
Yup.
camera, me running.
That's
production.
right. That's right.
Oh man, this was such a great show, though.
Yeah.
Good
This
times.
is good. This is good. And I think Demetro was doing that time, wasn't he? As far as on the camera, was it just
No,
the
he
one?
wasn't here yet. It was just me and you.
Oh, was it?
And I think Shayla was coming around at that time.
Okay.
No, that was before they came. It was still just you and I.
No, because that camera was actually from one of our iPads. So that could have been around that time when we just got started. Or Gino could have been.
It could have been Gino.
Gino too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it could have been him.
Yeah.
My goodness.
So many memories, everybody.
You guys, we have such a steady flow of production now.
Yes,
like
yes.
to throw our minds back to when we first started and we were just a two-man team. Like it's just hard to fathom how we did all that.
All right, we're gonna go to one more photo, then we're gonna get to our guests, and we'll come back with more photos. All right, here we go. Skippy. So, I had to put this out because I know Demetri was going to be here today. But Skippy, over
Are you seeing this, Primo?
Over time, we actually had Skippy as one of our kind of like a sponsor for shirts because they try to figure out why do you tag us and why did you guys use Skippy as far as on your set. And I told them about why we use Skippy, right? Because we love Skippy and we asked all of our guests, do you like Skippy? That was one of our things that we asked at the end of our show.
Always. And, big shout out to Shayla, too, because she even blinged mine out.
Yep.
Mine had, like, little red stones on it. It was so cool. Like, I loved my Skippy jar. And so it just turned out a thing that we just started asking everybody when they came on the show.
Yeah.
And eventually, Skippy reached out to us. And we were like, they actually acknowledged us. And they sent us these shirts, and that was super exciting that we actually accomplished that kind of reach.
Yeah. So, we love you, Skippy. We love you, too. Hey, we got somebody, John Travolta. John Travolta checking in, saying happy 4-year anniversary on Mixcloud. Mav Goose 449 says hi from England. What's up, Mav Goose? How's it going from England? Thank you so much for checking in with us as well, too. Thank you guys so much for checking in. All right, I got to introduce.
Is that Goose, the artist?
I don't think it's Goose Wayne. I don't know if that's Goose
Is
Wayne.
he in English right now?
Yeah, I don't think it's Goose Wayne, but this might be a different. This is a Mav Goose, but Mav Goose, whoever you are, thank you so much for showing the love.
And John
Thank you so
Travolta,
much.
if that's you,
If that's really you,
come to our set. I mean, we would love to have you.
you know we're gonna keep it staying alive here.
Right.
We're gonna keep the Saturday Night Fever here. We're gonna keep the Saturday Night Fever here.
White suits all day.
We'll bring back the bell bottoms.
Bell bottoms, the Bee Gees even. We'll bring it all back.
Right, the Bee Gees. We'll bring them all back. All right, everybody. So now what we're going to do is this. We have a special guest, and I'm so glad that he came to bless us with his presence today and basically celebrate with us as well. My man is in the house. He is a hypnosis specialist. This guy is also a consultant. He's been actually transforming lives, letting people know that, hey, let me reboot yourself. Let me help you reboot yourself. Let me help you be a better you. So I want you guys to stand up, look in the mirror. Don't hypnotize yourself, though, because you might need to call a consultant. His name is Israel Mandrake. What's up, Izzy?
Oh,
Great to see you, brother. Yes, it is.
Okay, yes, sir. Want to
Yes,
make
it
sure your
is.
mic 1 2 1 2.
Can everybody hear Israel?
All good?
Yeah, we're all
are
good, sir. Man, welcome back.
Yeah, it's
Welcome
good to
back
see
the
you,
show,
brother.
man.
He was
So-
also with us.
Yes, with
Yeah.
Maria Brendan.
It was the
Connect,
second
the
year,
whole
I want to
crew.
say. Second
The
year?
last time, second year, we came in with Zatori Films.
Yep.
Yes.
And which, speaking of that, by the way,
Yep.
that the Maya film is getting ready to take its course.
Yes,
So,
yes.
Exciting.
yes, I'm playing Dr. Davis. So I will actually be a psychologist that hypnotizes the lead actress.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Big shout out to Zatori Films.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have been running strong for quite some time, and
Yeah,
I have to say, Zatori Films is picking up even from the Maya film. I think that was
Right.
the first time I actually met you
Right.
on Halloween during the
Yes,
Halloween time.
we had the little
Oh,
ghost. The
man.
little ghost. Yeah, I remember that
Yes.
on radio.
And the trailer
Uh-huh.
for that film
Mm-hmm.
was so captivating. That was an
Yeah.
amazing
They've
trailer.
won so many awards too for all the, not just for trailer,
Yep.
but international awards, everything. Even during COVID, they were fighting. And you guys know it's a predominantly female company.
yeah.
Yep.
And watching, and all of them, different nationalities, different mindsets, just amazing,
Yes.
magical people.
Yeah.
And the things that they've done in the last 2 years, let's say about 3 years now, just breathtaking.
Man.
Absolutely breathtaking.
Man, that's
Big
awesome,
shout out.
man.
Yeah.
So you're playing in this. You're playing before we get to the hypnosis piece,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
We don't want to stay on. You might wind up hip. I can't even say it right. Hip parade. You got me all messed up, right? I think you just did that to me. I went back to the Flintstone days, right? So with the hypnosis, before we talk about that, in regards to you being into the Zatori films, but also helping Maria, because you're kind of like that sidekick, in regards to helping her get to that next level. What is your role that you actually play as far as with the Zatori films?
It was really wild. Originally, there's a deep story into that. I had called her. I was actually in Florida working for another film company, selling what would have been television at the time, reality television.
Yeah.
And I got out there, and one of the things that I was selling was the Mandrake experience, which was very similar to a going into the streets and hypnotizing people in the streets.
Yes, I saw clips of that.
And
Okay.
it was supposed to be, I was out there, it was late at night, and I just remember looking at the business and seeing through all the BS of what the film industry has become and what the world was going through. I called Maria, I do believe around 2:30 in the morning, and was like, And I just mentioned to her about a film company idea, and she had already been on it. She had been on it, already built it, already had the team, everything.
Wow.
You want to talk about synchronicities. When I called that night, it was less than, I think, 2 days later, I was at a meeting with her and have watched her and this wonderful group of women just flourish and grow over the years. Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Amazing.
Her sidekick.
That would be Benjal. And Benjal is amazing.
Yes.
Absolutely amazing.
Yes.
This girl, and speaking of that, I've watched her grow over the last 2 or 3 years.
Yes.
Her capability to, just every facet of the film industry, it's heavy duty.
Yeah.
And she and the whole company has learned in amazing ways.
So are you considered as, because I know you kind of like the right-hand man as well, too, in regards to helping out. Do you consider yourself as an actor as well as far as being in this film now? Or what do you consider? Because you've been all over, though.
Yeah, over the last couple of years,
Yeah.
now, not just a friend, love the family,
Yeah.
but I'm an actor in some of her films or any films that they'll ever invite me into,
Yeah.
and they have me 24/7 any way they want.
I know.
He's like, I'll take it.
I love them with all my heart, man. That's family. That's family.
That's family.
They're good people.
Yeah.
Very good people.
Well, the energy that you actually bring,
Yeah.
as far as to them, actually keeps them going. It keeps them going, right? It keeps them going. I think you actually keep them hypnotized in regards to never let me go, right?
Well, that's what's great. Well, a few of the from conferences to different things.
Yep.
Anything I'm doing at all, I'm always inviting them out too. So whether we just all get together and party, whether it is family, whether it's holidays, anything, man.
You're good with that, though, because I know that, we still got to get down to St. Louis to do a convention out there together. So
Should we tell them? Should we tell them? No,
yeah, you want to keep that.
Hey, I'll say this. You, me, Rob Griffin, Detroit Pistons, we have some funny business ahead of us.
See, and we didn't want to spoil it, right? Because you are the connection to all of us. So Rob Griffin, he's actually the connection to Rob Griffin, and Rob, his energy level.
Oh man.
And then
he was another fun interview.
Now, this is the crazy part. With Rob Griffin, the funniest part about Rob Griffin is that I met him doing reality television. That's the day that I met Maria. So I met Maria and Rob Griffin on a different set.
Okay.
And then from there, it was a beautiful symbiosis, and it just spread like wildfire, man.
Love that.
And then you met Rob, met Rob. And, that dude's great, by the way.
That's my guy, man.
He's a great guy.
That's my guy.
If you don't know who Rob Griffin is, Harlem Globetrotter, Detroit Pistons. And right now, all I'm going to say is he's serving up celebration worldwide, my friends.
He is.
I'll leave it at that. He'll like that too, man. Good to see you, Rob.
Yes.
He's a good guy.
Hello, Roseanne. Almeida. How are you? Brian Dare actually says 333, baby.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good to see you, Brian Dare.
Yeah, man. And Primo Cruz, thank you, Primo Cruz. I know you actually showing out some love, man. It's an honor, actually an honor to actually have you there. When I met Primo Cruz the first time, actually I met him on 3 years ago at our anniversary at Bar 10. Mm-hmm. That's when Primo Cruz came in, because I didn't know exactly. I seen his videos, but I wasn't expecting him to show up. And at that, and I was like, oh my God, what's up, Primo?
He was already watching. I've known him for quite some time now. I've known him probably for about 10 years.
10 years?
Yeah, and he's a phenomenal singer.
Yeah.
He's an actor. He was in The Heights.
Yeah, In the Heights, yeah.
That was when we had him on the show for him to talk about In the Heights.
Yeah.
All that fun stuff.
Yeah.
Amazing guy. And lawyer viewer. Thank you, Primo, for all the support.
All the support. All of the support. All right, everybody. We're going to, you know what? We're going to get into, but hey, there's a video chat. There's a link in the chat so you guys know. There's a chat. If you want to actually come on live with us, we'll bring you on to the screen if you want to say some nice words to us. There's a link as far as at the top, so you should be able to see that. If you don't see the link itself, please let us know, and we'll repost the link as well. So we're going to get into a commercial break, everyone. We're going to do a real quick commercial break, and we will be right back as far as with more information about the 4-year anniversary.
We'll be back.
Has your newborn child been diagnosed with necrotizing enterocolitis, NEC, after delivery? You may be entitled to compensation. NEC is a potentially serious medical condition generally seen in premature or underweight newborns, but can develop in any newborn within the first 2 weeks of being born. NEC, if not diagnosed and treated immediately, can rapidly progress from a treatable medical condition to a devastating infection that the baby's body is unable to fight.
Call 1-855-335-0410.
This is an important message for anyone drowning in credit card debt, struggling just to make minimum payments, or tired of the collection calls. If you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt, personal loans, medical bills, or collection accounts, you may qualify for our Debt Restart program. Call right now to see if you qualify. This program is designed to help you get out of debt in as little as 24 to 48 months. Representatives are standing by to take your call. Don't wait. Call the number on your screen now.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. Welcome back to the show. We got my man Israel Mandrake, the hypnosis specialist.
Yes.
So, we're gonna throw some more photos. Let's throw some more photos up there as to where we left off. But we want to bring some other photos so we can make some recognition there. And we're gonna talk about the hypnosis next. All right, here we go. Let's see. We'll see what you got. So, Kendall Gill, the basketball player.
There he is.
So, big shout out to Luis Mateo, Fast Fresh, Kendall, and all of those guys that actually brought Kendall Gill on to the show. And it was interesting because I was nervous to meet Kendall Gill that day.
Hey, look at the backdrop.
Yeah, and the backdrop. Yeah, and we had the backdrop, the basketball backdrop. Yeah, that was pretty cool, man. That was pretty cool to actually have him on. And then Fast Fresh came, and Kendall had the 60-40 club. And, helping out, man, he's doing so many great things. And, of course, him being, who he is, it was so great to basically, listen to his journey and then also him getting into boxing. So the boxer that he's not a boxer, his name is it Jake Paul?
Yes.
Jake Paul, right?
Yes.
So Jake Paul is actually getting into boxing. And then Kendall Gill said, hey, I'll fight you.
Yeah, I could do it too.
I'm like, whoa, Kendall, all right, okay, bro, do your thing, because it's all about it'll be good fame, more fame for him as well too. So it was good to actually have Kendall Gill. All right, who's the next one?
The flashing lights on that backdrop.
I know, I love the fashion.
That was paparazzi.
Yeah, so
The
we had the models.
models.
Yes, the model. That was Brianna and Rose, right? We actually had them on the actual show, and Brianna was actually from Vogue, was on Vogue
She had a
magazine.
cover on
She had the
Vogue,
yeah. And then
We
big
learned
shout
a
out
lot
to
that
Rose.
day about the industry, though.
Man.
Because
And
these
how-
girls, they were breaking it down, like how the looks and all the chaos and,
Yes.
you know, remember the one she said that she didn't have the right hair?
Yeah.
She goes, I didn't have the right hair color, so now I travel with a bunch of different wigs. What you need, red, you need blue. And
Right. So yeah, that was really nice. That was actually I have to Florinda Fiore was actually from the House of Fiore. She's actually a fashionista, right? So she actually brought them in. Big shout out to her as well. That was a really good one as well. I really liked.
It's a good show.
Really liked that one as well. Okay,
Yeah.
let's go to the next one. My man,
hey,
Michael Rodriguez.
Michael Rodriguez.
So this one was a really good one, and I really like this one because, you know, I've known him for years. I've known him, I've known Michael for maybe 12 to 13 years, and it was a pleasure to actually have him. And he said he doesn't do interviews. He said before us,
Right.
he did the interview, and I will never forget the clave that he put this together, and this means a lot. This meant a lot to me. That was kind of emotional because when he said, you and Valerie, it's like the clave, you're always connecting, right? You're always connecting. And when he gave me the clave itself, it's true because, you know, with us dancing salsa, right? And then we're doing a show.
It's crazy, right?
It's crazy how music just makes us
Connects.
keep the connection, right?
Right.
The instrument of music, but also what he does as a teacher, giving free classes, conga lessons to kids for free. And he was doing that for years.
Well, he not only does that, but he also goes to the juvenile detention centers. He also deals with, you know, the troubled youth and a lot of stuff that he's doing. He's just got this really, really huge heart.
Humble.
And love that
Very
about
humble.
Michael.
Very
He's
humble.
just a really great all-around guy.
Yeah. Big shout out to my man there. All right, we're going to do one more, then we'll get back to this interview because my man Izzy about to hypnotize me and tell me to come back. All right, what's the next one? All right, my man Justin Sawyer. Justin, the activist. I had to bring him on, and I knew that my guy, until this day, we're really good friends. And he's been also a supporter of the show ever since he came on, I would say about a year or so ago, maybe even longer than that. But, you know, Justin Sawyer, a really big-time activist, and actually was going for mayor for Roseland, I think.
He's such a humble guy.
Yeah.
And you can always tell because you deal with politicians and they're always on this constant path of selling themselves.
Yes. Yes.
And like he didn't do that.
Yes.
Like he didn't have like this structured pitch about himself.
Right.
You know, and it was so like everything he said was warm, heartfelt.
Yes.
And really him speaking and owning his own truth.
Yeah.
And that was so refreshing.
He was very nervous. I'll never
Super
forget
nervous.
that. He knows I'm going to bust him out on this one because he was like, man, I was so nervous. I want to do it again. I'm like, yeah. Well, he's definitely doing a lot of good things now. He's actually running for alderman now, which is good because it kind of changed the whole political run from being a mayor into being an alderman now. But yeah, we just went and celebrated his birthday as well too at Gibson.
I'm all for people from the neighborhoods who are for the people for the neighborhoods to be put in office.
Yes.
Now, not that I don't have anything against the groomed politicians, because they can be genuine as well.
Correct.
They just happen to have a different type of team around them.
Yeah.
But I noticed that about him. When he speaks, you can believe everything he says.
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly his point of view.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's my guy, man. He be like, hey, out of the blue, what you doing? I'm like, nothing. He's like, where you at? I'm at home, chilling. Chilling on the 5th floor, right? Right, but that's my guy, man. That's my guy. Big shout out to Justin as well, too.
Justin Sawyer.
All right, we're going to do one more, then we get right back to my man here. All right, here's the last one. DJ Nonstop.
Now, this interview was very, very emotional.
Right. Yeah.
It touched a lot of people. I mean, even he was emotional on it.
That's right.
You know, he was the DJ for you guys if you missed a show for DMX.
Yep. DMX.
His right-hand guy. And he took us down that journey with DMX and how they met and the connection they had. And one thing that I took away from this interview was when you are in the place that you're supposed to be.
Yep.
And they were working together. And he talked about how a lot of people would cross their paths and try to detour them and split them up.
Yep. Yep.
And their friendship was able to withstand that and stay focused on business and building.
I'll never forget when he actually said DMX called him up the first time. And he was like, because he met DMX over on 26th and Cal.
At a party.
At a party. And then he's like, hey, yo. He's like, hey, is he DJ nonstop? He's like, yeah. He was like, yeah. He's like, bro, I want you to be my DJ, man. He was like, who is this? This is DMX. Can't you bring my voice?
Like you can't tell. Like you can't tell it was him.
And he was like, oh. He's like, damn it. He's like, man, you say less. Of course I'll be your DJ. He's like, all right, I'll talk to you later.
It would have been great if we could have clips from this interview because that story was amazing.
Amazing, man.
And then, you know, he told stories about being on stage and just rocking these huge crowds.
Yeah.
And you know, that, you know, DMX would talk to everybody, all walks of life, no matter how big of a star he got.
Yeah.
He treated everybody
with respect
and equally. You know,
love,
nobody was
man.
above anybody
And
else.
always about prayer. Too.
Very spiritual
guy, right? You would think somebody from the hood like that will take the hood and bring the spiritual piece into it and just know that, you know, God was always with him.
Because he's a survivor. There's a difference.
Man. The hood talks to you in mysterious ways when it comes to that, right? So I tell you.
Hood speaks in mysterious ways. He's like, no, that was just JoJo down the block. I heard him too.
But big shout out to DMX, rest in peace. And also my man DJ Nonstop, man, so much. It was so good to have him on the show. Let's get back to Izzy though.
Let us.
Izzy?
Oh yeah, brother.
Let's talk about the hypnosis, man. Let's talk about the hypnosis. So where did that come from in regards to you being into the hypnosis era? Why did you get into that industry?
It goes all the way back. My parents put me into martial arts at around 11 years old.
Yep.
And it was breathing, movement, kata, you know, old traditional systems. And I just started to realize after a while that it led into music, it led into all the things that I loved. It created a tapestry of, wait a minute, when we're in that zone, when we're in a flow state, that's where all the magic happens. That's where answered prayers happen. That's where we can communicate with others, and all the mysteries of life started to open up. You know, I referred to it as magic. You know, but spiritual interactions, symbiosis, the real shit. You know what I mean?
What is the flow state?
Flow state, the easiest way to say that would be when you're out of your own way 100%. When you're out of your own way and you've tapped into the part of you that's connected to everything. And the conscious mind leads itself. So I'll give you an example. There's something that you'll see a lot of times when people talk about hypnosis. If you watch MMA fighters or you watch a good basketball player, you watch even a good golfer, all of them are in a flow state or they are not succeeding.
So that's when you like quiet all the noise, like almost a state of, like a meditative state kind of?
It is a combination between Zen and autopilot. It's getting out of your own way and being able to achieve what you've programmed into yourself to happen naturally. If you think about a flinch, naturally if somebody goes to strike you, you naturally would flinch.
Right.
It comes to a point where you can actually train your body to where someone could strike at you and it makes your head move out of the way softly.
Right.
And poetically.
Wow.
So if you go back to early Conor McGregor, that would be a perfect example of what an animal looked like when it was in flow state.
Yeah.
It had no doubt.
Right.
It had no doubt. All it did was walked into the octagon to watch his opponent go to sleep.
Yeah.
And he already knew.
Well, he definitely talked about it.
Hypnosis.
Now, I have to ask.
Yes.
Because I hear you doing all this amazing stuff for Hypnosis for Good.
Yes.
Can it also, the bad stuff also come along with it? I know a lot of people are afraid it's a scary word.
Do you mind if I
Hypnosis.
look right into the camera
Do your
for this
thing.
one?
Absolutely.
The question you're asking, can it be used for evil?
Yes.
Well, if you take a look at the world all around us, there's something very beautiful that's happening at all times.
Yeah.
And that thing that's happening all the times through social media, through government propaganda, and I don't even need to tell you, everyone who can hear this knows what I'm talking about. Yes, hypnosis can be used for evil. Hypnosis can also be used to tell bedtime stories and put your children to sleep while helping them program to be the best of their ability. It can also help somebody who's in extraordinary pain be able to cope with that pain. The world that we're in right now, I work with people, now I specialize in high performance for companies and for executives and athletes and stuff.
Sure.
But one of my favorite things to do I call positive life change hypnosis. And I created positive life change hypnosis. I'm just going to say it raw. Is that okay?
Yeah. Do your thing.
Absolutely.
It's my middle finger back to the evil hypnosis that's happened to people. All the things that we went through COVID, that was shock, isolation, indoctrination, punishment, and reward. We went through something shocking as a species. We all became isolated, and then we were indoctrinated through social media and not a conspiracy, an obvious
Yeah.
Right.
commercial.
Yeah.
You know, for
Love
our
that. Yes.
yeah, and then obviously no reason to mention any names of any politicians because it all has a certain flow and tapestry that is necessary.
Sure.
But when we look at politicians often using hypnosis for negative purposes, you know, so
How do
selling.
you spot that? Like trigger words? So is that how you spot that? Like,
If
how would
someone-
you know? I mean, you would know because it's your field.
I'm going to use a metaphor, the difference between lovemaking and the other option, right? When you're looking, you know the difference. When you're dancing with somebody and they love you, there's no doubt. When we're looking at a politician, we know which ones are good,
Yeah.
and we know which ones are BS, or a new belief system waiting to happen.
Something that's scripted versus something that's not scripted.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. Today I'm going to bring up a friend of mine, which we know is Dr. Marina Costina.
Yeah.
When you guys danced, I was at an event and I saw you, and you guys were dancing salsa that night,
Yeah,
yeah?
that's right. Yeah.
It
She's a
was
dancer, yeah.
breathtaking. It was breathtaking. Him and her had danced. That's flow state.
Right.
That was a genuine
Nice.
movement. They
Yeah.
had walked to the center of the dance floor, and the movement that took course, there was no thought.
Right.
Those were two seasoned professionals that were in harmony.
Yeah.
Autopilot.
That would be, and that's what I help people with hypnosis mainly, if I'm doing high performance.
Yeah.
But the truth is this: PTSD, social anxiety, all the stuff all the propaganda that's ruining children and families and everything like that. If you watch carefully, it's cortisol, adrenaline, all that being released from the amygdala, making people truly believe for a moment that there's something wrong when there isn't. Because if you sit with a teenager for a couple moments and you just watch where they're at and how they're feeling and how long they've been doing this and hoping they can find something in here, sometimes it's just this. Tony Robbins talks about it. When you change your physiological posturing, your physiology, you change your neurology.
Right.
So these extraordinarily crippling effects that happen to everybody because of the propaganda, it's so easy to change. And I call it positive life change hypnosis.
Yeah.
But if it wasn't called hypnosis, it would be called reconditioning, repatterning. You know, much like a dancer.
Yep.
You know, you danced long enough a certain way. Kata, when I first answered the question about where did hypnosis come from, kata is pre-arranged fighting technique to be able to be on autopilot. But if you want to see masters, all on the West Coast, you got people that are microdosing while doing jiu-jitsu. And what ends up happening is microdosing, when I was talking about the government and propaganda, microdosing is just basically a capability of getting out of your mind's way, your conscious mind's way, because anything that's emotional or anything that's true or truly natural goes to the subconscious. So when I said shock, isolation, indoctrination, punishment, reward, when we go through any kind of shock, paranoia, anything like that, we instantly go into a subconscious outcome.
Right.
So if you haven't trained, they always say you fight the way you train.
Yeah.
Well, you dance the way you
train.
train. You do talk shows the way you train.
Yeah.
I love that.
All of that. And and one's not different than the other because the animals that we are downloadable and programmable, except when we go to schools, and were educated, those come from the industrial, during the Industrial Revolution, and so schools were modeled after factories.
Right.
For obvious reasons.
Right.
Right?
All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break, everybody. We'll be right back. You already know, 4-year anniversary. Let's go.
I owe the IRS $10,000 in back taxes, and now I'm being threatened with wage garnishment.
The state says that I owe them back taxes, and now they're going to seize my property.
At the offices of Tax Alliance, we hear stories like these all the time of people just like you who are burdened with tax debt they just can't get away from. At Tax Alliance, we're not here to judge you, we're here to help you get a fresh start. Call Tax Alliance, your tax resolution solution, right now for a no-obligation consultation.
Attention individuals who lived or worked at Camp Lejeune. You may have been exposed to contaminated drinking water and could be entitled to significant compensation. Congress has approved the Camp Lejeune Justice Act, allowing anyone who lived or worked at Camp Lejeune, North Carolina between 1953 and 1987 possibly eligible for compensation. If you or a loved one was exposed to water at Camp Lejeune, it may have been the cause for a long list of serious possible medical conditions.
Call now for a free phone consultation at 1-833-750-0286.
Has your newborn...
Welcome back to the show, everybody. Welcome back to the show. Yes.
Welcome back.
Yes. So we do have a few comments that's out there. Roseanne says, so true. The powers of words can be positive or negative. Being aware of intent is key. Dancing is my meditation. Yes, that is so true. And then we have Violetta, actually, Jaroska. I think I butchered your last name. She said, where can we find Israel? Yes, we're going to definitely talk about that, where you can actually find out more information about him as well, too. Do we have anybody on the Mixcloud end? No.
John T. for free. He says, Israel might be a hypnotist, but I feel dehypnotized.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It truly, that is the ultimate.
When you hear the word hypnotized, and I think that's why I had asked you that, because it kind of sounds scary. We think about those like movies we've seen, or where they make somebody bark like a dog or hop on one leg.
Yes.
We think about control.
Yes.
You just want to control my mind.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of that comes from, we've all seen stage hypnotism.
Yes.
It has been done in so many different forms. You can't blame stage hypnotism for it because one person gets on stage and they do a very positive, heart and mind opening show. Another person just comedy. But the one thing for absolute sure is you're getting part illusion, part reality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They are hypnotized. They're fully aware. They're not asleep. When you say sleep, no one ever goes to sleep. They become more aware, and they go into a state where our brain waves go beta, alpha, theta, delta.
Really?
They go right in between beta. As soon as we hit alpha is when we're kind of in the zone. Mm-hmm. So from beta to alpha, we're kind of in the zone. When we start going into theta, it's right when we release DMT, and it's right before we go to sleep at night, before our dreams. That's why the Maya culture actually spoke of that as being the real world.
Yeah.
So for people who enjoy spirituality, for me, hypnosis was a lot about spirituality.
Yeah.
It was how to tap back into what I felt like I was pulled away from.
Mm-hmm. Nice. So. There's a lot of hypnotism that because I call you the Vegas guy, because you went to Vegas. I'm a Vegas guy too. Yes. Just want to let you know.
You want him to hypnotize you to win,
hypnotize the dice.
Yes.
Right? I was just messing with you. So one of the things is as far as the connections that you made. How big is the industry for hypnosis?
Hypnosis is a reasonably, it's very strange because like everything, it has its clique. And because of that clique, there are thousands of hypnotists spread out through the world. Mm-hmm. But the kind of hypnosis, they're usually more worried about how they niche their market so they can sell it and this and this. Yeah. Whereas hypnosis, for myself anyway, I consider it to be a lifestyle. I believe that every human being on the planet should learn hypnosis so they can do it for themselves. So I do a
deprogramming.
Yeah. It is a constant. I do master classes that are actually called the 333 method.
Okay.
And it teaches people how to program themselves in the morning, midday, and at night.
Okay.
And I now take trance breathing because I think it's easier for people to understand sometimes that they can put themselves into trance through dance, through, if you want to know what hypnosis truly is, watch a rock concert.
Yeah.
Because those people all walked in as different people, but the moment their favorite song comes on, they are all one, and they are hypnotized and moving together.
That's high.
Yeah.
Wow, that's high.
Beautiful. It's in Lollapalooza being right now.
I know.
I mean, we saw, like yesterday, everything has just, this whole town has changed because of the hypnosis of that.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a definitely, a meditation within your own self when it comes to anything that we listen to, from eating food to, listening to music, right? To actually being depressed, being in depression and getting out of that mental health awareness thing that we talk about a lot on the show, which has been kind of I would say 60% of the time of what we're talking about because of the pandemic and what things have actually occurred during that time. So it's very, very important to be able to hear something about that. Let's get to, we're at 12:54, but we're going to go just a little bit over today. But we do want to talk about Marina Costina.
Yes.
So Marina Costina, I'll let you talk about it, but it's a really good friend of mine as well, too. Has been dancing in the scene for quite some time. So
she was a guest on our show as well.
She was a guest on the show as well.
She's a very, very good person.
Well,
Doctor, I should say.
Doctor.
Dr. Marina Costina.
Dr. Marina Costina, and you guys know more than anybody, this woman has helped so many people, not just here, but she travels around the world, helps people with, very similar to myself. She also studies biofield, biofield and working with people's energy. She truly is a metaphysician in a million ways. Metaphysician meaning all of the mysteries that are right on the tip of our consciousness. She takes people over that border and helps them with these things. It's amazing. She also is the owner of Ravenous Life Healing Center, which I want to say for every single person that works there, every facilitator, every healer, they have been doing an amazing job. For anyone that doesn't know, she was in a skydiving accident. So this wasn't long ago. This was June 19th on Father's Day. She was in a skydiving accident that did actually make international news. And today I wanted to talk to you guys about Magic for Marina. Magic for Marina is Magic for Marina Fund is actually not just raising funds for her and her getting back, on her feet, but it's also to help take care of everything that was altered since the skydiving accident. So, but she in 1 month, literally on her own, speaking of hypnosis, this is a woman who over the last month has began healing herself at rapid speeds along with prayers worldwide. So for every person that is put in a prayer, helped her with funding, helped her in any way, it's been amazing. In 1 month, her recovery, and again, we're talking about a skydiving accident. It's been amazing what she can do mind over matter-wise even for herself.
She's such an amazing force, and I say that literally.
Yes,
and
very much.
that was one thing that when I had message her, I'm like, you are powerful. She's very powerful. And her faith is being tested, and she's pulling through very, very nicely. And this was a very scary thing that happened. She's got a business to keep running. She's got her personal stuff that goes on, and then the people that work there too. So,
well, speaking of that, this is going to be wild too. Imagine this. On the 13th of August, so coming up real soon, very few spaces available. We've sold tickets for 7 healers working inside the Ravenous Life Healing Center here in Chicago. And anyone who comes that day, it is a full day of rest, relax, and recharge. And all of us, including myself, will be there. I'll be hypnotizing people. There'll be various types of healers that are going to be there that day, plus aura photography also. And all of this is being done to raise funds. All proceeds go to Magic for Marina Fund. And also today I had wanted to mention, if I may.
Yes.
So for magicformarina@gmail.com, all funds go to basically helping her replenish life. And I want to personally thank Deborah Jimenez, who is Today is her birthday, by the way.
Deborah Jimenez, yes.
Deborah has been amazing.
She's been a champion.
And so has everybody else in the net that works around, the whole family from Ravenous Life Healing Center. Like, every single person, the moment Marina was in the accident, everybody just went to town. It was beautiful watching the orchestration. So it's been really cool. I've raised a lot of funds, but if you're listening to this, please check it out. Please give funds. It's amazing.
Let's put up the her email address as well, too. Again, the Zelle email address for Magic for Marina. So everybody, if you can please make sure you go to Zelle and just donate wherever you can.
Whatever you can, every little bit helps.
Yep,
absolutely.
And it's always, it comes around because she has helped so many people.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So I mean, no dollar.
That's my girl.
Will go
Yeah,
miss,
she's
you know?
real cool, man. Real cool, very energetic, and had that Russian. Russian voice that just makes you want to dance, right?
Yes.
And I'm like, yeah, that's
Well, she's did her Zumba stuff.
Yeah.
She's done all kinds of stuff
She's
with
so
her.
energetic, man. So
Very
energetic. That's what I
much.
really love about. And I'm so happy that I watch her as far as on Facebook and how she recovered and how she is recovering and how she's getting back. And it was, just within that month time, man. She was back, and she's so strong. Like I think that healing that she's been doing over years have trained her body to recover.
Absolutely,
right? So fast.
Yes, Marina, we are praying for your recovery. We can't wait to have you back.
Yep,
absolutely.
In full space.
That's right.
And hey, if you needed some time to rest, you could have just taken a nap.
Right.
This is. The thing too is this being the 4th anniversary for this show.
That's right.
It's an honor being able to come on here and chat and share today, dude. This is
we
cool,
had
man.
to. We had to bring you back,
you.
man. It was good. It was good because the first one, we didn't really get a chance to speak with you a couple years ago, and it was really hard because
there was more than one
it
people
was,
here that day. There was a lot of people in the room.
That was heavy duty. Yeah, we had we had all of Zatori films there.
The cast was here.
Partying too. That was a heavy duty
we had
day.
a good time that day. That was a good
spontaneous dance. Yes.
It was a great show.
Oh man, so we do want to put up your information. So we do have a Facebook account for you, which is Israel Mandrake, right? Is it
right? Anyone who would want to get a hold of me for any reason, the easiest and best way to do it, Mandrake. That's Mandrake, Mandrake, like the hallucinogenic root.
Yeah.
MandrakeHypnosis.com.
That's it.
MandrakeHypnosis.com, trance-form life.
That's it.
So we definitely, if they do go to your Facebook, that's cool too. They can actually message you as well.
Yeah,
too,
and please do Facebook friend me. Also, along with that, if you have any questions, hypnohelp333@gmail.com is my Gmail.
Okay.
So also, just ask questions. There's a lot of questions that come in about hypnosis when I'm working with people, and the answer is yes. Because everything you are, everything you feel, and all of your reactions to life come from the same processes that I use to be able to help you rebuild them. I use 3 main methods: clinical hypnotherapy, shamanism, which shamanism is the original hypnotherapy where we all come from all cultures.
Yeah.
And then, last but not least, one of my favorite, neuro-linguistic programming. And from
sounds
my idol...
Sounds like linguini.
It sounds like what?
Linguini.
Yeah, it's neuro-linguini programming. Don't NLP down my leg and tell me it's raining.
Now, what kind of sauce does that come with?
Right.
Yes.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go back to the last 6 photos that we have, everybody. And then, of course, we're going to end it off with the celebration. So what other photos we got? Let's see what we got left.
Food, always food.
Right. So this was the queen. This is Maricela Alvarez. She is the queen. She was Miss International, Miss Illinois International 2022. And she was here with duplicate of, it was Women's Power Day that day. And
there was
Maria,
2 interviews
it was
that
2
day.
of them. Yeah. And it was so awesome to basically hear about her story, how her abuse coming up in life and how she's now helping women that actually went through the same trauma as she did, right? And also
she's got her doctorate as well, right?
she has a doctorate as well.
So
she's also a doctor as well.
doctor.
Yeah.
Beauty
And
and
it's, man, I tell you, that was another emotional one as well too, in
Very much
regards to
so.
seeing what she went through during that time. So yeah, big shout out to Maricela on that one. Yes.
That was a great interview because she took all of that situations that happened to her and turned it around, and it fueled her success.
Yeah.
Amazing story.
All right, here's the next one. Let's go to the next one. Yeah! American Horror Story, baby.
Oh, this
Que
is
viva
such a good
Venezuela!
one.
Yes,
Such
that
a
was
fun
Yennefer.
interview.
Yennefer Barons,
Yennefer!
Man, she actually wore her birthday hat, and it wasn't her birthday. And
Every
she
day is
just-
your birthday, according to Yennefer.
Man, Yennefer, that was such a great interview. And how she plays in Grey's Anatomy. And the reason why I'm putting it in kind of this order, that every person that comes on our show is a celebrity to us.
Right.
But then you start getting to that Hollywood celebrity status where it's on a different level. And this is where I have to give Beatrice big shout out to her. Because actually she's been helping out a lot in regards to giving out, and connecting us. But Yennefer was such a great interview.
Such a great interview.
And
She
it
was so much fun.
Oh man.
She was the party.
Yeah.
That's why she had her birthday hat on. It was like we got her on the screen and we were joining her party.
Right.
She was interviewing us that day.
She was so good. MK, thank you so much. Thank you so much for saying happy birthday. That is Mary. All right, here's the next one.
Yeah.
Bernie Martin. That guy right there. That guy right there.
Oh, he was something
Woo-wee.
else. Talk about a force.
Man. Strong.
Oh, man.
Haiti, stand up. Caribbean, stand up.
New York, stand up.
New York, stand up. Brooklyn. Right. I have to say that,
he was Brooklyn through and through.
Who is Brooklyn? Yeah. Yep.
Oh, man.
Bernie Martin, famous fashion designer. He done a lot with like Jada Kiss and also Mr. Porter and also De La Ghetto, Tambien. And I have to say, this, and he even took measurements of me and Valerie at the end, so we're going to be dressed up. I can't wait. I can't wait to see what he got in store for us. So I have to say that listen to his journey was awesome, man. His journey was the bomb. So big shout out to my man as well, too.
That was a great interview.
That was really good interview. Really good interview. All right. Let's go. Oh, yeah. Hey, John T for free. John T for free. I know since you said this is one of your favorite episodes, Chicago Bear Down, 85 Bear, my man Emery Moorhead. Yes, that was really a good one as well, too.
He was such a humble guy, or is, I should say.
Yes.
Such a humble guy.
Woo.
It's like, you don't always know who you're sitting next to. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
you would never know that he had all this fame behind him.
Yes.
He's like, yeah, I sell real estate.
Yeah. And it's like he looked like he sounded like he had to. Like he's like, listen, I'm an 85 Bear, I'm a Super Bowl champion, but life still goes on. You know what
planner.
I mean?
The planner. If anybody goes back and watches that interview, it's like he always said, oh yeah, because I planned this. That guy always had vision.
Yes.
And that's what I took when interviewing him and learning his story. We always learn from everybody we interview.
Yeah.
And that's what I got out of that. Like, he always had a vision of what was coming next.
That's right.
Amazing interview.
Big shout out to Super Bowl, Chicago Bear Down. It's the next one. Let's go. Curtis Blow.
Curtis Blow.
And I am hip hop. That right there was also another, interview that was, I wouldn't say nerve-wracking, but it was more of making sure you say the right things at the right time when it comes to hip hop.
If you ever had a starstruck moment, it was this interview. Yeah. Because for Rick, that was just like, oh man, Curtis Blow. That's Curtis Blow.
That's Curtis Blow.
That's the dude.
And I want you to know.
That's all you gotta say.
And I have to say, being kind of like in the same room virtually with him was amazing.
Oh, it was
good.
amazing.
It was good to be able to hear about his his track record when it came to him working with LL Cool J, Run DMC, and the influence of all of the new. But he's the pioneer.
He's
the
a pioneer
of hip hop.
Hip hop, but the breakdancing.
Yeah, the breakdancing too.
I mean that he's working with, throughout Germany, throughout how big it is globally now, and it all kind of started there. With
him.
his era.
Yep.
And so it's like, wow, awesome interview again. You've got to go back and watch that.
You got to watch that one. All right, we got one more. Here we go. Who is this one? Let's see. Mark Hoverman.
Mark Hoverman.
Great success. That was a good one too. The
Yes.
one that actually took the interview out of his hotel room. That was cool. That was cool because Mark Hoverman, education is such key, and he helped a lot of how can I say? He had a lot of kids with their SATs, the tutoring, and all of that great stuff. So it was really great to actually have him on the show. It was such a great feeling to know how you can actually have the passion of being a teacher and taking that and actually start going on tour. He's like, Rico, get out of my head. I'm like, yeah, I wasn't trying to be in your head, but I know exactly what you're thinking, right? But he was actually saying, yeah, we're going on tour. And now he's actually going on tour, and he actually interviewed from tag team, back again, right? Sprinkles. That was a highlight, right?
What I loved about him, what I got from that interview was just, I loved his sincerity.
Yes.
That foundationally, he's a teacher first, and you come across people throughout life that have that rooted teaching. They love to teach and inspire.
Yeah.
And it's not, for all the money involved. It's not always monetary, reasons. That just kind of is the side bar or the result of being great at something you do.
Yeah.
And everything about him wasn't about the fame. It was trying to get through.
Yeah.
Trying to teach.
Yes.
How can we get creative in teaching teachers how to teach?
Yes.
So that we can connect and engage in that art of making sure the information is delivered in a way that can be received.
Yeah.
And that's the difference. When you have a good teacher, they focus on how it's received, not how they're speaking it. They don't speak just to be heard. They speak so that the person can receive and process the information.
So that's a good point that you bring up with that, because the receiving end is problem solving, right? Because what you receive from them is trying to figure out what the problem is.
Well, you're an IT guy,
and
you
then,
do that all day.
right. Well, we
Yeah.
troubleshoot humans all day. So when it comes to actually receiving that, right? But you already know what you want to give out. Now, on the other end, you give out, so you won't have to receive anything to make sure how did you know that that's what I wanted? Or how did you know, kind of like the hypnosis, right? How do you know that that's what I actually needed to reboot myself or to fix that, right? The receiving end, yes, you want that, because us as teachers or us as people, it's just what it is.
The receiving end, I mean the person that you're teaching.
Yeah.
So if what I liked about him is he was more focused on what he's teaching being heard and resonating and people learning it.
Yeah.
Rather than, hey, I'm going on tour.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and it's okay to be excited about both.
Yes.
But he's a teacher first.
Right.
Before he's a fame seeker.
I like that.
And I love that about him.
I like that.
Makes him great.
I want to say Ringo 465 is that Ringo 465 says happy anniversary on Mixcloud. So I got one last question for you before we get out of here, because
I'm ready, my brother.
We're going to have a good time after this.
I'm excited,
yeah,
man.
so last question for you. So we talk about hypnosis.
Yes, sir.
But then there's a question that everyone should be asked in their life as legendary. And it's not a Skippy question. It is, what can you do to make the world better?
Now, is this a question for myself or a question to say to everybody?
This is a question for you and for everyone. You can do a two-part to that.
I love how we process that.
I'm going to say, it was ironic because what you were just talking about is a great teacher worrying more about what is happening to the student or with the student, for the student. To be philosophical for a moment, we'll use a little bit of Bruce Lee here.
Do your thing. I love Bruce Lee.
The teacher
He's a
becomes
cha-cha
the
dancer.
student, and the student always becomes the teacher.
Yep.
Within the self or another human being. I can't help other people with hypnosis without deprogramming myself. All of my addictions, the more people I've helped with addictions, make mine look foolish.
Yeah.
And the more things we learn about people, the more we learn about ourselves.
Yeah.
So the answer to that question, what can you do? It goes back to know thyself. And I'll use Art of War from Sun Tzu. Know thy enemy, except instead of saying enemy, reflection.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
I hope you guys wrote that down.
Yes.
I may call you later for notes on that. Because that one was deep. You went to the basement with that.
Yeah, you went underground on that one.
Thank
yeah,
you.
And I have to say, that was good, man. It was good having you on the show with us.
I can't even tell you how cool this is, man. This is awesome.
And you're on a new set, too, which is awesome, man. You're on a new set, and it's good to actually have you back on the new set. We got to get Maria, Brenda back on the set as well, too.
Yes.
We got to get the whole family and everybody to be back on the set with us,
That would be beautiful.
man. Yeah.
I love you guys, and thank you. This is so cool being here on the anniversary show. This is incredible.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate
Thank
taking
you.
the time.
Thank you, guys.
All right, everybody. Me and Valerie, we're gonna end this show with the 4-year celebration. You know, we do want to say, you know, we want to tell everybody out there. We do have a flyer that says "Thank you for the support." You know, we do want to thank you guys for your support.
Thank you.
You just don't understand as far as 4 years. That means a lot to us. In regards
get me
to
emotional.
yeah, it's a lot, man. It's a lot in regards to being continuous, and people don't know in the back end as far as what happens to make a show the way it is today.
Yeah.
Is a lot of it is good resources, good networking. It's good people to basically make sure that that they know that you're passionate and how much you're proud of what you're doing. And I think for a lot of people that do support the show, and some people that know about the show but really haven't watched the show, they at least know about it and watch the show.
Watch the show.
Right. And, for all those people that we know, right, and all the people that knows us, it's for them to be able to make that experience happen for them, that hypnosis. We got to get that hypnosis to them so they know about this show.
Absolutely.
So
for me, I
yes.
have to co-sign that. I'm so in love with the platform that we have to be able to showcase such amazing people, such as Israel, that are out there just doing these phenomenal things for people, for the community, people helping people.
Yep.
And that concept, I just love how that's grown
Yeah.
on this show. I learned so much from each journey that we present to you as well, and I hope that everybody watching, that you learn a little bit more for yourself as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
And just for anybody who doesn't know, Rico works so hard behind the scenes. So hard behind the scenes. And, I just want to say I appreciate you. The team appreciates you.
Thank you. Thank you.
As a whole, none of us can do any of this without everybody. So production team, you guys rock.
Yes.
We love you.
Yes.
And thank you for everything that you guys do.
Yes. We are evolving, right, as a show, and as we evolve with the show, there will be definitely seeing better changes, good changes, positive changes. You might see some negative changes in regards to, things that may not work when technology problems, but as long as you bear with us and have patience, you'll be there, right?
We might crash for a minute, but we'll be right back.
Yes. See, we came back to Facebook because that's what you guys asked for, right? So we came back. But I want to thank you guys so much, man. We will be back on August 13th, everybody.
Yes.
So August 13th is when we will be back. So make sure we will be off next week. So yeah, we deserve a break today, right? Like the Kit Kat, right? So we will definitely be back on the 13th of August, and we will have my 2 Ukrainian creative society will be representing here. We will be talking about the Ukraine and what they think about it from a creative society standpoint. It's the 2 Olgas. They're coming in from Michigan to actually come back on the show. Double Olgas, right? So they will be here August 13th. Can't wait to see them actually again. That's going to be it's going to be a fun And it's going to be good. That's going to be
I
a good
didn't
one.
get to be in the first interview. I was off that day.
Okay.
So I'm very excited.
You're going to have a great time.
Experience this journey.
I might have you sit here so you can actually feel what they have. I might switch seats that day because I know exactly what they're going to actually. They're gonna bring it.
They're gonna come in interviewing us, huh?
They're gonna come in and they're gonna tell you exactly. Hypnosis is actually one of the part of the Creative Society, so I want you to tune in as well when you get a chance, or you might even want to come back if you want to, just to see how that is. It's really good. Yeah. So we got to get out of here, everybody. Your boy Rico No Suave, my co-host Valerie Malesio. Thanks to Izzy. We got to show. We got to do our social media. Yeah, we got to do our social media. I'm so ready to get out of here because
he's trying to get to this cake.
Yeah, that's right. We got cake. Right, we got cake.
Primo, we have
everybody,
cake.
let's do our social media real quick. So don't forget, everybody. www.riconosuaveshow.com is where our production crew team is like, hurry up, man. The riconosuaveshow.com is where you will find all of our information. Be on the lookout because our website will be changing, everybody. We will be upgrading our website. Here's the next one. Now I got to start talking like the auction guy. All right, everybody. So, boom, at Rico No Suave Show on Instagram. Make sure you follow us on Instagram as well, too. Make sure you go ahead and follow there. Here's the next one. Boom, Rico No Suave Show. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook. Make sure you like.
Love.
I'll take it every day. So make sure you go ahead and do that as well, too, as she said. Here's the next one, because it's YouTube time, everybody. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, go ahead and subscribe there. Subscribe right now. Last but not least, we have our Mixcloud. Mixcloud.com/Rico No Suave Show. Once we finish that, it goes into a podcast audio. So make sure you go ahead and like us there. All right, everybody, we got to get out of here. We'll see you in 2 weeks, August 13th. But thank you guys so much as we end off the show just like this.